it's Lizzie from Lizzie's World of Gems. Welcome back to my channel. Today is Flirty Friday, and I'm getting close to the end. I didn't work on it any point today until now because, I'll tell you how my day went. And I fell asleep after supper because, Liz falls asleep all the time. And I meant to film this, but then I fell asleep, and then I woke up and I'm like, I fell asleep. I just want to go to bed. And I'm like, no, Liz, you gotta try to film Flirty Friday so you have it up on the channel. Because what happened was, this morning I filmed my unboxing. If you hadn't watched yesterday's unboxing, go check it out. I filmed that in the morning. And then, I did my extras, Christmassy things for the video, and it took up some time in the morning, and then I had to go put drops in Helen's eyes because Helen had surgery on her eyes, and then apparently she can't put her own drops in her eyes. Don't ask, guys. Just don't ask. And I don't know who she's going to get to do it tomorrow. Tomorrow she's going to have to try to do it herself because I'm at work. So let's see how this goes. Before I do anything else, I feel like I need to, all these ones aren't going to work. Of course they're not going to work because I want them to work. Look what I did to these tweezers. Now aren't these just a sight for sore eyes? I'll pull it out a bit, see if it starts to click. A little bit, not too much. Oh, there we go. So yeah, so that is what. So I had to go put drops in her eyes, and then I had to go pick up a list from work. And then Tyler's like, well, Mom, can you take me to do some errands? And then I'm like, fine. So then I took him to where he said he wanted to go, 2 places he wanted to go. And then he turns around and says, well, now I need to go to Walmart. I'm like, oh my gosh, I have to go to the dentist at 2:30. So you guys are monopolizing my time to film this video. And they didn't seem to care, but whatever. So then I came home. And that's my crazy teenage daughter doing I don't know what in her bedroom. See, this is how I live. So then I went to the dentist, and I already knew I had to go because I went for a cleaning last week, no, it was the beginning of this week. No, it was the beginning of this week I went for a cleaning, and they said, oh, one of your fillings chipped half off. So we gotta fix it. Does it hurt? And I'm like, well, no, it doesn't hurt. And they're like, well, we need to repair it. I'm like, whatever, I don't care. I have 100% benefits, so I don't care. Do whatever you want with my teeth because they're all covered. So I'm like, okay, well then I went back today, and the dentist froze my mouth. And I tell you, man, I feel like he froze my mouth to freeze a gigantic elephant, because I tell you, my mouth was frozen for I don't know how long. And it was horrible. It was like, I'm like, how much freezing does this guy have to put in for one little tooth? Literally, it didn't take him that long to do it at all. And then that was fine, whatever. I left there, mouth's frozen like for a super long time. So when I come back, I couldn't film it either because my mouth was frozen, and I sounded like really bad. Like I didn't sound like I could barely talk properly. Ask anybody who talks to me all the time. Some people that watch my channel. It was bad. It was bad. I couldn't talk. So, I ended up starting to make supper because I knew I had to feed everybody. And then Alyssa woke up and I'm like, can you finish? Because I made spaghetti. I'm like, can you just finish the noodles? And the spaghetti will be done. I made up the sauce, so she didn't have to do any of that. I did the hard job. I made the sauce, and all she had to do was just boil the... She doesn't like spaghetti noodles. She likes the spaghetti noodles, the thinner one. It's like spaghetti, but it's a little bit thinner. Listen to her cackle in there. I have no idea. See what I mean? Like, she is... One minute she's like this, and then the next minute she's crying. I don't understand teenagers. I don't remember Sarah being like this. I honestly don't. Anywho, so that was my adventures of the day. So yeah, it was quite interesting, guys. Quite interesting. But I made it through. My mouth is not sore now, and I was like, I really wanted to film this even though it's getting late and I have to work in the morning. Yes, feel sorry for me, guys. Feel sorry for me. I'm going to be at work all weekend long. So there probably will not be any diamond painting done until Sunday night. And then I'll have to work on the mystery diamond painting. I might finish this little tiny square throughout the weekend because I have it open here. So I might do that. But other than that, it's a no-go. It's a no-go. I have to I don't feel like doing anything after I work a 12-hour shift, except for my day off. Like, might like lie down for a bit and then I might wake up, like, but it doesn't matter because I don't have to be work the next morning, so I don't care if I sleep for a few hours and then wake up and then I'm good to go for the what was? Oh my gosh. I can't even think right now. I think I'm still half asleep. Blah. I'm good to go for some more hours of being up. That's what I mean, or whatever. Oh my god, I didn't tell you the worst part. So, like I said before, I think it wasn't on Tuesday's whip and chat because I didn't know that my furnace was broken down. It must have been Monday when I filmed Mystery Diamond Painting, because I think I did it on the Monday. I don't remember. It was something like that. Well, anyways, my furnace went kapoof. So when I was at work on Tuesday, Alyssa was here with this older gentleman. Like, he owns a business. He came out and looked at it and he's like, well, it could be, he said the main blower, but it wasn't a blower. It was like pretty much the motor that turns the furnace on, or kicks on when the furnace goes. And then, or he said it could be the motherboard or whatever, but he said it was an $800 to $900 cost. Your furnace is 13 years old. I feel like you should just buy a new furnace. I honestly think this older gentleman does not want to take the time to fix, or what it is my make of my furnace, no carriers bring it into town. You have to physically go to London to pick up the part from the certain store that it comes from. Like my carrier, like is Carrier. I think it was Carrier is the name of the brand of my furnace. So there's a store in London that you have to go pick it up. And I honestly think he just didn't want to go pick it up to fix my furnace. I don't know. Because he kept on saying, well, I'll have to get a carrier. And I didn't understand what he meant. But what he probably meant is I'd have to get someone to go pick up the part. Like, wow, big deal, whatever. But anyways, whatever. So then he told me I need a new furnace. So then I called. My sister calls me and says, oh, my sister-in-law said that this guy was pretty good. He came and fixed out a furnace in my sister's house. Because my sister Yvette rents a house to my niece, and my sister's furnace, something went on it this year, so they had to call the furnace guy. So she called this one guy, and she's like, oh, he's really good. And he put a furnace in for my sister really cheap, for her niece or something like that. So this is 6, so the ones that look like 9s are 6. The ones that look like 6 are 9s. Because I'm upside down. So I called him up. Left him a message after work. He didn't answer me back. I didn't know it was a cell phone number I had, or else I would have texted, but whatever. I left a message, and then he never called back. And then in the morning, Helen was already starting to freak out because, you know, Helen knows there's a problem here. She's calling me every 10 minutes. I'm like, Helen, like, chill out. Oh, do you want to come spend the night here? You can come. No. I'd rather be in the cold, whatever, than go over there, honestly. No, I did not want to go there so she can meddle in my business. No. Nope. So I had the fireplace going. There's a heater out in the main dining room and pointing to Alyssa's room and the bathroom, and then Tyler had one downstairs. Oh, and Alyssa had a little heater in her bedroom, but then she blew the fuse at one point on her side of the house, but whatever. We flicked the switch and it came back on. But I don't know why I'm telling you all this, because it means pretty much nothing. But yeah, so the guy goes to me. I called him in the morning, and the guy goes to me, oh, I told him who came and saw it. He's like, oh, the guy's pretty good. But you know what? I just want to come see it. Anyways, if I'm going to get you a new furnace, I need to come see it anyway, so I can measure, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, okay. And I'm like, oh, and he's like, I'll be there in 20 minutes. I'm like now? And he's like, yeah, because this was like early in the morning. So I'm waiting for him, and then I see a big truck pull in, but he pulls in across the street. Well, if you follow my channel, you know that there's a girl across the street I used to talk about, and she had this guy, and I wasn't sure. Well, no, she has this guy living with her now. Update on the neighbor across the street. So she has this guy living with her. He's been living there for quite a while. He's not that bad looking. She's actually kept this one for a bit. But he parked over there. I'm like, what is he doing? That's not the right address. So I went outside, and he started to walk towards my house, and he's like, oh, I have a job over here today. And I'm like, oh, I didn't know that she her furnace had broken down, because obviously I don't talk to her. And then he's like, oh, no. They're putting in a furnace in the garage. And I'm like, oh, yeah. I'm like, oh, it must be nice to have money to burn to put a freaking furnace in the garage. But anyways, he come in, they checked it, and he's like, oh, whatever. He's like, your furnace is like still like is a good brand. Like, this thing could last you a lot longer. He's like, no, I'm not putting you first. I'm going to get you the part and we're going to repair it. So it ended up being the board. I want to call it the motherboard because that's how I feel like it to me. But it's like the board of the furnace. So once you got the part in, and then, or it was the motor, but they figured out it was the board. And both of them would have ended up being the same price, $600 each. So, that's not including labor. So that's how much it cost me for the part. A big, huge cry from, I think it came out to, like he said, $850. A huge cry from $5,000 to get a new furnace. Because his quote was $3,000 for the furnace, $2,000 to install. So pretty much $5,000. That's pretty much what I paid for a furnace like I have. That's pretty much what I paid for my furnace downstairs when I first got it 13 years ago. It was a good make. I know I made sure that I got a good brand. Clearly not good enough because the part already blew up on it, but whatever. It is what it is. It seems to be working fine. My house is nice and toasty warm. It was nice out today in Ontario, and it was high, and then, well, last night it was making a racket, and I was like getting nervous, and then it only made it once, and then it went away. But then the kid, I call him a kid because he was a young guy, his son installed the part. He goes, oh, when I kicked it on yesterday, there's a vent over top of the furnace that was rattling. And I kind of smacked it and it stopped. So maybe that's what I heard when I first turned on. I haven't heard it since, so, which is a good thing. So yeah, that is my story about the furnace. I don't know how long I gabbled on, but yeah, it wasn't very flirty, was it? It wasn't really cute either. The furnace guy wasn't cute. And he's married, so that's a no-no. But his son wasn't that bad looking. And he told me, I told him, well, what about the bill? And he's like, oh, my dad's really bad at getting paperwork out, so it might be a while. And I'm like, okay, whatever. And then I'm thinking to myself, okay, that's your dad, because you guys look nothing alike. But yeah, must get his looks from his mother, because that's like the best looks you can get, right? It's from your mom. Just saying. So yeah, and then he stopped by he went over next door today. I don't know why they went over there today, because I thought he had the job done yesterday, but he went over there and he's like talking to me outside, because I did text him saying, I heard a noise, because you know I'm freaking out that I heard a noise. And he's like trying to, like, did you still hear the noise? Is everything okay now? Like, at least he was being like, you know, up to do about it. But anyway, down to the fun stuff. Let's do the shout outs. What about that? And I need to get a sip of my drink and a little bit of a vape, and then I'm going to do the shout outs. And you'll never guess who got the shout out. on Facebook this week, and we'll talk about that a little bit. We'll be right back. And I'm back. So, I thought it was somebody else that got the shout out of the week. But when I went back to Facebook just now, and I want to do it to the date that I actually do the video, there was a tie, so I had to click and do the tiebreaker. So now the winner is Heather. Heather got the shout out of the week, and it is She Writes. She Writes on it. I don't think she has a channel. And it says, still chugging along on the Nutcracker by Diamond Art Club. I've been working on it since November 1st. This is actually going pretty quickly for me, LOL. And she's got quite a bit done for November 1st. Yeah, that's a good chunk, and there's a lot. It looks like there's a lot of maybe confetti in it. But it's super cute, and I don't think I've ever seen this Nutcracker. It's a Hannah Lynn. It's super, super cute. So she is going to be put in the jar for the shout out this week, and a chance to win a gift card on December 31st, 2020. Yeah. What am I doing? I'm doing T's. I shouldn't have done T's. I should have done the C's, but whatever. We're going to go with the T. We're going to go with the T right now. So at first I thought it was going to be Susan, because when I first logged in before I fell asleep, Susan was winning, and then she got tied, and I already voted for Susan, so that's why I did the tiebreaker, and I got Heather. A lot more people. Please guys, just go on my Facebook page and vote so I don't have to do these tiebreakers. But anyway, so when I was going to talk about Susan, I'll talk about it after the shoutouts, because I have something to talk about my challenge. So on the YouTube comments of the week, I don't have to worry about because I already picked it. I just gotta find it. Gotta find the one that I picked. What am I doing? Okay guys, sorry. It takes me a while to figure out technology. You know what I'm saying? Oh boy, what did I just do now? Oh, my channel's all over the place. Why is it doing that? I want to go up, not down. Okay. And the shout out of the comments of the week goes to Brenda B. And it says, hi Liz, just heading, let's start over again. Hi Liz, just heard you talk about Tim Hortons, and it reminded me that yesterday I went to the grocery store, and in the coffee section they had Tim Hortons teacups. Reminded me of you and your channel. Of course, I had to get them to try. I'm sure it's nothing like fresh, but thought I'd try. Have a great day. And that's pretty cool because I'm pretty sure Brenda lives in Florida. So I'm happy to see that Tim Hortons coffee in the stores have made it all the way to Florida. I know they have those teacup ones for those those machines that make 1 cup with the little discs or whatever you put in them. I have one of those machines, but I never use it. I know they have it for those, and they also have it like coffee that you can put in a regular coffee maker and percolate it. Boop, 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 boop. Yeah, they have both. So that is the shout out of the week. It's nice to know that people think about me when I'm not even on, like when they're not even watching my channel. So that just tickles me so pink. You don't even understand how much I appreciate every single one of my subscribers. And that is why I do the shout out of the week. So with that said, that is the end of the shout outs, and I will go back to just my regular talk. I got a teenager hackling again, so I do apologize for Alyssa if you guys hear her hackling anymore. I don't know how much you guys can hear of the background noise, but oh, what day was it? I was like, oh, I should film a whip and chat. Oh, this is when I didn't have the furnace on, and like the fireplace was going. I'm like, oh, that's probably going to annoy people. And my live was late because of this furnace stuff too. If anybody watched my live, if they didn't watch my live and they watched the replay, you would know that it was later than normal because of the furnace guy. The furnace guy! So, the challenge. I was going to talk about Susan because at first she was winning the shoutouts, and it was on that bird one that she's doing from Craftably, and like I was just going to say to her, you know, you should keep on working on that bird. I think that bird really wants to be done. Like, she wants to be done right now. She doesn't want to be just sitting there staring at her saying, please finish me before the chuck. Finish me before the chuck. So if anybody is new to my channel doesn't know, on one of my lives, I don't know how I talked myself into this, but somehow, and it was my big mouth that started it. I said to Susan, because first of all, she doesn't like to do scenery pictures, and she doesn't like confetti. So the reason why I said it is because I thought for sure she would say no. And I said, she keeps on bugging me to do the get up dance. And I said, well, if you complete a whole Chuck Pinson painting, I will do the get up challenge. Thinking she would say no. But no, she proved me wrong. She went out and bought the Chuck Pinson, and she's working on it. She stopped working on the piece she was working on to start this Chuck Pinson so that she can make me dance. But I think she should really go back to that painting and just finish it. Yeah, and give me a little bit more time because I really need to learn this dance. There will be another challenge coming on later on in the year on my channel, but I'm not going to talk about any of that yet because it is a surprise. You guys will find out before the end of the year, I promise. See, I like to keep some things like a little bit of a mystery. So when I was talking, when I got my Christmas collab painting, I asked for, I didn't order it, right? Like I got that sent for the collab, for like to review for Treasure Studios Arts, and because it's a new release of her Lizzie Fountain Christmas ones. So I asked for round, but miscommunication. She marked down the wrong thing, and she contacted me and apologized And she's like, do you really want me to send out the rounds? She said, I can, but I don't know if they'll make it for December 1st. And I said, it was okay. I'll do the squares. And then she assured me the squares should be from the new company. So that made me even more interested, because I'd really like to see if the company they picked has improved. So I said, yes, I will complete it in square. Heaven help me. So, yeah. I'm only saying this because squares take me so much longer, and I feel like I only have a month round. I could whip out a lot faster. But with that said, it's okay. I'm super excited. I don't even care if I don't really complete it by December 25th or even 31st, New Year's Day. I don't know how long we're going to go with this, if we're going to go to the end of December or whatever. I might have some days off around there for Christmas. I don't even know what my Christmas schedule is going to be like for work. I don't know if we're stopping. I don't know nothing. They don't tell you till like the very close to like, they probably won't tell us till December what's going on for Christmas, if we're going to shut down. Because I am scheduled to work Christmas Eve. So whether they make me work Christmas Eve or if I'm done, I don't think they're going to make me work Christmas Eve because I get paid for Christmas Eve. So I think I might have to just work the Wednesday that week. So I don't really know what's going on. So that is why I can't really say how much time I'm going to be off work. Then I'm scheduled to work, I think it's like the 28th and the 29th before New Year's. And the last time I think I was scheduled to work around that too, but they canceled it. So I don't know, but I do get 5 paid holidays for Christmas. They only have to pay us for 3, but we get paid for 5. So that's super nice of them. And yeah, so that is my spiel about, I don't know how I got on to work. Oh yeah, about the Christmas collab and the square drills. I don't know how that came up with the challenge, but yeah. I told you, I'm all scatterbrained and I'm all over the place. What else is new? So then I get, okay, this is kind of like, Liz's love life kind of, woohoo. Love life, really, Liz? I don't have a life. I don't have a love life. But anyways, so I get this request on Facebook from a guy. And then I look, you know, when I get requests like that, I usually look to see if we have any mutual friends. There was no picture of this person on their Facebook page. And I saw that, well, yeah, he knows a lot of people in Strathroy, and he's friends with a lot of them. So I'm like, okay, I pressed confirm, whatever, because I figure, oh, it's just maybe somebody I went to public school with or something, you know. So anyway, I left it at that. And then today I get a message on Messenger. And at first, he has the same name as somebody I used to work with. And sometimes he messages me. So for some reason, I didn't read the whole name. I thought it was my friend that I used to work with. And he's like, hi, how are you? And I'm like, oh, I'm okay, I'm doing good, because here I am. I'm thinking it's my friend. And then he writes, what do you like to do with your spare time? And I'm like thinking to myself, why is my friend asking me this? And then that's when I clued in, I'm not talking to my friend that used to work with me. And I'm like, oh snap, I answered somebody. So then I'm like, then I write, like, do I know you? Like, did I go to school with you? Like, I'm not sure who you are. And then he's like, oh, I live in Strathroy, and he said he was 52 years old, and I said, well, do you have a picture of yourself? So he sends me a picture, and I'm like, I know this person. I've seen this person. Like, I live in a small, well, it's not so much of a small town anymore, but it's pretty small. I'm like, I know this guy. I know this guy. Like, this picture looks familiar. And then, he sent, I put two and two together, and when I used to, in my partying days in my 20s, I used to go to Rumors a lot. Now, Rumors is a bar in town. Now, if I go to Rumors, I feel like an old lady, but that's where me and my girlfriends used to go and dance. It's like a club, like a bar club, and that's where we used to go hang out every Friday, Saturday night in my 20s after my divorce. Like, I went through a phase where after my divorce, when the kids went to their dad's every other weekend, I would go to the bar with my girlfriends. And yeah, that was my life back then. I don't know how I afforded it, but whatever. It is what it is. That's what I used to do. And he knew my friends. He knew two of my good friends. And I could have sworn he was with one of my friends, but he swears up and down he was not. But you know what? Would he probably ever tell me the truth? I don't know. Because I don't really know this guy. Well, anyways, starts talking to me. And I don't know. He says he never drank back then. He would be always designated driver. Like, but I never really knew him. My friends did. So if I really want to know about him, I guess I should ask my friends about him. And I'm like, well, I'm pretty sure you never ever once, like, acknowledged me back then, but now you're acknowledging me on Facebook? Like, I find that kind of weird. Don't you guys? I'm kind of eerie about it. Kind of eerie. And then he's like, oh, well, we should meet face to face and blah, blah. And I'm like, well, I'm busy today. You know me. I make all the excuses in the world. I'm like, oh, no, I'm busy today. And, I have to work all weekend, so I don't got time for it. I don't have time for nothing. And, and I said, and by the way, there is a pandemic going on. Just saying, there's a pandemic going on. Maybe that's why he's like, I don't know, guys. What do you guys think? Let me know down in the comments below. Oh, dear. Oh, dear. And I think he just messaged me while I'm filming this. So, yeah. Ignore. I got to ignore. Don't think. Like, you knew me in my 20s, but you never hit on me, and now, like, I don't get it. And I didn't think he was that bad back then. Of course, I never knew he was that much older than I was. Either. Well, it's not like he's that much older than me, but I thought he was like the same age as me back then, but apparently not. Yeah. I don't really talk to that friend that I talk to the one friend, but the other friend that says that he was with her, I don't really talk to her anymore. Like sometimes she'll send me like, you know, one of those things on Messenger where chain letter things that I can't stand getting. Yeah, so don't send me any. Yeah, some of those. And yeah. See what happens when you don't look and you just like stay away from everything. And what it was is he said, I'm like, well, how did you find me? Right? And he's like, oh, on the London singles page on Facebook. Well, flippin' heck. Didn't I fill that out like frick? 3 or 4 years ago, I joined that group and I don't post on it. So he must have like creeped the group members and then found me, because that's the only way he would have found me, because I don't post in there. I don't comment on there. I don't do nothing. So yeah, that was the gist of all of that. So Alyssa just came out here to annoy me, and she brings me a picture of a phone case with boobs on it. Should I buy this? Why would you want a cell phone case with boobs on it?
Comment if I should buy it.
No, not comment we should buy it.
Comment.
I know this is Flirty Friday, Alyssa,
Like
but
if I
seriously?
should buy it.
Seriously, Alyssa?
Like if I should buy it, it's eco-friendly.
I'll give you eco-friendly. See? See what I mean? Like, where does she find this stuff? Cell phone case with boobs. I'm like, you're a girl. Why would you want a cell phone case with boobs? 'Cause it's funny. No, it ain't that funny. Oh, boy. Anybody want a free teenager? If you have a cat, she'll love you forever. She'll love you forever if you have a cat. Maybe I should send her to go live with Susan for a while. She can boycott her in finishing that chuck. Just saying. I can't believe I agreed to that. Oh my goodness gracious. Goodness gracious gracious. But that was my crazy dating story. Well, it's not even dating, because I don't think I don't know what I'm gonna do. I seriously don't know what I'm gonna do yet. I'm probably going to ignore. I don't know. I just find it kind of creepy. But I know him, but I don't. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. He's a little bit conceited too, so I don't really like that. I don't like guys that think they're all that in a bag of potato chips. You know what I'm saying? Like, definitely might have to block. We'll see when I get off of here. I am going to edit this, try to upload it, and I need to get my butt in bed, because I gotta work in the morning. And 4 o'clock in the morning comes pretty quick. Time at home always goes by quicker than it does at work. That is for sure. But with that said, I think I got a little bit done of her bate. I really like here where you can see the nipple. I don't know if you can see it with the light on, but you can see her nipple through the shirt, which is kind of cool. The detail of this picture is unreal. But yeah, I think I did. I might finish this square throughout the weekend. We'll see how long I can chuckle along on this. But I think I'm done for tonight. I hope you guys enjoyed this whip and chat. I know I was all over the place and it was kind of boring. Well, my story at the end wasn't that boring, but kind of creepy. Creepy deaky. It's crazy bananas around here. Crazy bananas. I'm going to cover it with this. Voila. Because I couldn't find... Oh, Gigi had 2 magnets from my cover minder stuck to his collar. I'm like, oh, poor Gigi. I didn't even know they were stuck because he's so hairy right now. I didn't even know it got stuck to his collar. They must have been on the carpet and they clicked onto his collar. Oh, I tell you, the things that happens around this household. I must have dropped those magnets. That's it. I'll let you guys go. Take care, everyone. Bye. Well, folks, that's it for today's video. If you liked it, please give me a thumbs up. And if you like, please subscribe to my channel. I'd be super tickle pink. And remember to hit that notification bell and it will remind you whenever I load up a video. And till next time, take care, everyone. Bye.